a theme, touchstone to recognize a standard by which we're recognized. Okay, we know who we are. There's a standard. We talk about the standard all the time. It's not just the way we perform on Sunday, it's how we go about our life on and off the field. We got to take advantage of every opportunity. Seize everything, man. Carpe omnia.
It's week number 4 of this NFL season and time for another edition of the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy, inside the Globe Life studio here at the Star in Frisco. Bill Jones along with Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy. It's the Cowboys and the New England Patriots, a 3:25 kickoff on Sunday afternoon at AT&T Stadium. And coaches, the players got back in here at the Star this past week. What was the mindset coming off that game in Arizona?
Well, I think the biggest thing is our players do a really good job with the Monday growth opportunity, because obviously anytime you compete, regardless of the result, it's an opportunity to grow. And so I thought the Monday work was good. But they definitely came in here ready to go Wednesday. The practice showed that. So this is an outstanding opportunity, like each and every week. But we're playing against a football team, coached by a great coach, and that have played to a certain play style, high in fundamentals and technique. So very disciplined. So this is an excellent challenge for us.
The Patriots, with their first 2 games of the year against Philadelphia, Miami, 2 games that were decided by 1 score, and then they come back last week against the Jets, get the win 15-10. What is the biggest challenge facing a Bill Belichick coach team?
Well, I think just like anything, each and every week, there's an identity, there's a scheme emphasis, and I think when you really look at them, especially over the years, the details and the fundamentals and techniques, specifically how they play. Like if you talk about their defense, they do an excellent job in the back end of getting their hands on you, playing with really good vision. So, and when you see the consistency throughout the team, whether it's run blocking, whether it's tackling, this is a very good tackling team. That speaks to his program.
All right. Of course, the big storyline this week, Ezekiel Elliott coming back here to the Metroplex. A lot of fond feelings for Zeke in that locker room and his coaching staff as well. When you see Zeke, he had an 80-yard game last week against the Jets. It looks like the same old Zeke there, doesn't it?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, Zeke had, great football here just the last couple of years too. So, that's no surprise. And I think just like anything, personally, it'll be great to see him. But, once we cross the lines, it'll be all about winning.
What about, you talked about at your press conferences this week about blinking lights on this team, and one of those being the run defense. What is it about the run defense that you feel like needs to get cleaned up?
Well, the positive blinking lights are there's a lot more of them, but obviously no one wants to talk about those lights.
Yeah, okay.
The green lights.
We'll get to those.
A lot of green lights.
We'll get to the green
football
lights.
Teams, yes. So, but we do have a couple red lights that we need, that we need to we're aware of, and I just like anything, you get what you emphasize, and that's part of the emphasis this week.
Trayvon Diggs, we haven't had a chance to talk to you since his injury last week. It was so devastating for the team and for him personally too. You just can't say enough about where Trayvon has been in his career and the work ethic that he's had to get to this point in his career, right?
Definitely. I mean, injuries are clearly the worst part of our game. And when you see players go through it, it's obviously so personal because what they put into each and every season. And in Trayvon's particular case, if you would have just seen the reaction, it was a real punch in the gut, and I really don't like that term, but I mean, it was just, the love and the support that, that he'll continue to get. But I mean, I just think the respect that, everybody has for him. That was definitely a tough moment for us.
And Deron Bland goes on the outside and had a nice game against Arizona, didn't he?
Oh yeah, no, I think that's speaks to our team, and especially Deron is someone that's been super consistent. Even you look at his rookie year, with his first opportunities. So, but yes, I thought definitely Deron was one of the bright spots on defense.
All right, we're just getting started on this edition of the Mike McCarthy Show. Up next, it's David Moore of the Dallas Morning News.
The Mike McCarthy Show, presented by Reliant, is brought to you by Ford. Ford is the best in Texas. Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. And by Reliant, official energy provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
Welcome back to the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. Bill Jones now joined by David Moore of the Dallas Morning News, Sports Today, DFW.com. It's a homecoming game for the Cowboys. You know, high schools and colleges have homecoming football games. Why not in the NFL?
Sure.
Ezekiel Elliott, he'll be crowned homecoming king before the game, right?
As the players will tell you, they'll need a big crown to get it on Zeke. But no, he's one of the more. He really is a beloved former teammate. You still talk to guys in this locker room, and you can tell the affection they have for him. It's not just the affection, though. It's the admiration and respect for how he went about his job. And, you know, he played with such a joyous spirit. And even when the team was down, he would kind of lighten the mood, but always in a good way. He was always there working. He was always willing to go above and beyond. He would do a lot of the. It wasn't just about him and his stats. He really did. Michael Gallup, I thought, told a really good story about how Zeke really would take guys under his wing when they came into the league and take them out to eat, go over their house and play video games. He did a lot for this team beyond just the numbers he put up on the field.
Okay, and he put up numbers on the field last week against the Jets at 80 yards rushing. How about this running back group without Zeke? Where do you see it?
Well, there's no question that Tony Pollard has emerged from Ezekiel Elliott's shadow, and now their paths are crossing again. But, I think even those who expected Pollard to flourish, and there were many, are still surprised by the stat through 3 games that he leads the league in carries among all backs. He leads the league in number of touches when you put in receptions. And you really have to go back to 2016 in Ezekiel Elliott's first season to see someone with the Cowboys who had a greater workload through 3 games, and that was only by 2 touches. So he really has taken over that role.
All right, just how big a game is this for the Cowboys, considering coming off what happened in Arizona? And now you look ahead, next week you're going at San Francisco and then another road game at the Chargers.
Well, Bill, I don't know if Mike McCarthy has told you this, but you don't look back and you don't look ahead. I think this team lives in the moment. But looking back, this team has not lost back-to-back games in 26 games. Oh. You have to go back to November of 21 to when that's happened. That's a big part of why they're so successful. I think we'll see that again this week.
And they've been able to hold serve at home, too, recently.
Yeah, 10 straight at home. Last loss at home was the opener against Tampa Bay last season.
All right, David Moore, we appreciate it. And the Mike McCarthy Show continues in a moment. We're going to hear from Cowboys receiver Michael Gallup.
Definitely this week, to get a bounce back, you just got to lock in mentally. This game, you're going to have highs and lows, but back on track, do what we normally do. Go out there and practice, the way we're supposed to, and, go out there and play our game on Sunday.
This segment is brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort, the casino of the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh man, Brandon Cooks coming in here with me and CD and all the other guys. He's honestly just helped us in so many ways, and more just really off the field stuff. Treatment, getting in a routine, eating good. Just being a good person in general will take you a long way, and he embodies that every single day. He comes out to work, also when he leaves the field. So great dude, great having him. Having those toe taps on the sideline, you can't really train for them. It's just, it's more instinct, I guess, for me. But just really knowing where you're at on the field. I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of guys, think they have a little bit more space than they really do. But I always try to key in on that, as I'm breaking my route or coming onto the sideline. So it's just a natural thing for me now. The Patriots defense this week, the big challenge is they're physical. That's exactly what they are. They're going to come out here and play, and obviously they're playing against the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody's going to give you your best shot. But, they're definitely a physical team. They're coming to hit, so we got to be on our P's and Q's.
Michael Gallup looking for another big day against New England. We now bring in Will McClay. We got the telestrator out. Let's take a look at some of these guys on the Patriots defense. Let's start with Matt Judon. 37 games with New England. He already has 32 sacks with that team.
And I tell you what he is. He's a very smart football player, very good against the run, but we're going to look at him here on the pass. They're very technically sound defensively. They're going to rush the passer, keep the passer in the pocket, rush up the middle. So what he's going to do is counter at the level of the quarterback. You'll see it here. They run a game inside. They force the quarterback to step up, and then the spin move on the inside. Now we'll take a look at another one here. We're very, very good at the spin move. He's going to get up, never rush behind the quarterback. Now he's going to go and he's going to do the spin move here, throw the ice pick, and then there's a sack for a safety.
All right, Judon out of Grand Valley State, a Division II school. Division II school, Lenore Ryan produced this. Next guy, Kyle Duggar, number 23, we're going to look at.
Yeah, one of my favorite players, new age, safety, plays down in the box. He can cover, but here you're going to look at, to play great run defense, you got to set edges, but now the safety has to show up on these perimeter runs. There he is. He's a big part of their run defense.
And he got a lot of athleticism as well, doesn't he?
Oh, yes. Now we look at him, too. You're being smart here. They're going to give you a bunch of stuff. All right. They got three receivers over here to this side. He's going to mug up. He's going to open to the three receiver side, but read the quarterback's eyes. Watch him here. They think they're going to sneak that in, but a great play by him there.
All right, one of the new players in their secondary, cornerback out of the Colony High School and the University of Oregon, their first-round draft pick, Christian Gonzalez.
Big, long corner. He's 6'1". He ran a 4.38 at the combine. And, again, very smart and intelligent when you look at their defense and all they do. So here, the safety's over the top. They're maybe thinking they're going to get single, high, or split coverage. He's going to blitz, the timing of it, and then his ability to close with a big sack from the secondary.
And then we got him against the Miami Dolphins and Tyreek Hill here.
Yeah, okay. Creative, unique ways. Here he is. He's playing the safety. Tariq's over here in the slot. They know that they like to send him deep. They got speed on both sides, so they're going to put speed back deep. He's going to read the quarterback, reel around, and then go high point the football for some show his playmaking skills.
Really impressive. Only 3 games into his NFL career. Will McClay, we appreciate it. And up next here on the Mike McCarthy Show, the head coach rejoins us.
He's a real big corner, of course. Very strong. Has real nice ball skills. And follow, I don't know. I mean, if he does, that's cool. But from the looks of it, he's been a boundary corner. Plays his technique well. He looks real nice.
This segment was brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort, the casino of the Dallas Cowboys. This segment is brought to you by Blockchain.com. Make your crypto play today.
Welcome back to the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. As the coach rejoins us now, let's talk about this Patriots defense a little bit. Coach, you touched on it at the top of the show. Some of the challenges going against the Patriots defense, but specifically, they had 54 sacks last year as a team. They were right behind the Cowboys as far as takeaways go last year, and they got a couple of pretty good edge rushers there, and Matt Judon and Josh Uche and others too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just like anything, I mean, you're always talking about ball security each and every week, and it's an emphasis, and it's definitely something we've done very well as a football team, especially taking the ball away. So, but this is a great contest. I mean, just you look at his history of winning the turnover ratio. So this is a great battle for them defensively. They're built similar to how they're normally built, as far as the anchors inside, and do a really good job. They have a distinct rush plan. You know, they have contain elements and they have penetrating elements, and it'll be distinct to our personnel. I mean, that's the one thing that, and it's been like this as long as I can recall. There'll be a specific game plan for our team, and particularly even our protection plan, getting the matchups to each and every one of our players. So he's always been very consistent with that, and so we'll see something different this week that we haven't seen on film from them so far this year.
You know, virtually everybody back from last year's team for the Patriots too, and they've added some rookies too, including a cornerback, Christian Gonzalez, their first-round pick, who grew up right here, went to the Colony High School. How does he look?
He looks good. No, he really does, and I'm sure he's excited to come home and play. So that's a nice thing for him. But no, I've been very impressed with his tape. You know, he's super athletic, has all the tools. You know, so it'll be interesting to see how they use him. You know, will he match up with CD? And because, like I said, he'll have a distinct plan for us.
With what you got going on your offensive line, you had 3 starters out last week. How difficult is it formulating a game plan not knowing what you have up front on the offense?
Well, it's just like anything. Injuries are part of the game. You're always going to have to deal with them from a game planning perspective. Injuries on earlier in the week are obviously easy to deal with because you do your planning on Monday and Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So we feel like we have a better handle on it this week on what we're going to do because obviously some of those decisions were later in the week last week.
Rico Dowdle, love what I'm seeing out of him. He had the touchdown in the red zone last week, and the run that he had in the second half of that game. I'm not sure how many missed tackles there were on that, but there were a lot. Yeah, I mean
it's just like anything. When a screen bounces outside the numbers, you just go whoa, because that's not where it's supposed to be. And gosh, I mean we showed the video again today because we were emphasizing the fundamentals of tackling and breaking tacklings. And I mean they literally had a line of 7 guys in position. So I want to say he broke 5 or 6 tackles on that particular play, but I've always loved his run style. I mean, he runs angry, and he's always had it. I mean, we tend to forget sometimes, he returned a kickoff for a touchdown as a rookie. So he's had some injuries. He's gone through a lot to get back, and he looks great. So I'm just very, very, very excited and happy for his personal success so far.
Making the most of his opportunity. We wrap up the Mike McCarthy Show, and we come back in just a moment.
A team that's going to make you play your absolute best, play beyond your strengths. They're going to try to take your strengths away, and always fundamentally sound. They're going after the ball. Tough challenge. I mean, how many times we played them? 3 times, I guess. 1 and 2 against them. Knowing every time was a dogfight. And the last one going in overtime, obviously. Expect nothing different. I'm excited for the matchup. Know that those guys are, as I said, fundamentally sound. Going to disguise, going to give you tough looks, going to make you play your best. So it's always fun.
This segment was brought to you by blockchain.com. Make your crypto play today.
Final couple minutes of the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. And my unsung star of the week, I'm going with special teams this week.
Okay.
And I'm going to preface it this way, because the Patriots have a pretty good core special teams guy in Matthew Slater, 10-time Pro Bowler. And C.J. Goodwin is has emerged over the last several years as a guy that you can depend on your special teams units, all of them.
I mean, C.J. Goodwin's one of the best special teams players I've ever been around. So, I mean, I know he has a lot of excitement and definitely the challenge of this week. I mean, because anytime you play against the Patriots, I mean, this is, annually one of the best special teams unit in our league. So, yeah, CJ's a great teammate, great in the locker room, but, man, week in and week out, he just continues to make plays.
And I think you see that with Slater with New England. When you got a guy who's been there for 15 years, you get a guy like Goodwin. Yeah. It's infectious, what he is able to do to help other players on the team, just the nature of special teams. To have a veteran guy like that as a captain.
Definitely. I think it's the definition of an impact player, and there's different levels of that. And CJ definitely gives that to us. I mean, because CJ's always played the right way. He's always made big plays. Very gifted, but also his impact is felt strongly in the locker room. So he's a great role model for all of our young players. He can talk to anybody. You will not go through a department in the Cowboys organization where CJ is not respected.
I think there's a pretty good unsung star of the week I picked this week.
It's about time, Bill. No.
All right,
that's
Coach,
a great one.
Appreciate it, and good luck against those Patriots on Sunday afternoon. We thank all of you for joining us here on the Mike McCarthy Show, and we'll see you again next week when the Cowboys take on the San Francisco 49ers.
You never know how anyone's feeling unless you ask them, So I can't speak for everyone, but, at least I try to focus on the game and bring everything I can to the game. So, it's just tough. The energy was off. We didn't play like who we did the first 2 weeks, so it's something that we're looking forward to getting back to for sure.
The Mike McCarthy Show, presented by Reliant, was brought to you by blockchain.com. Trusted by millions, trusted by America's team. Ford. Ford is the best in Texas. Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. And by Reliant, official energy provider of the Dallas Cowboys.